Namo Buddhaya. A very warm and hearty welcome to you all for today's Interfaith Conclave organized by the Maha Bodhi Society, Bangalore. At the outset, I would like to respectfully invite Venerable Bhante Ratnapala Mahathira. He's come all the way from Sri Lanka and he has to leave early, so I would humbly request Mahathira to kindly come on the dais, please. Yeah. Bhante Ratnapala is a very senior monk from Sri Lanka.
ये भंते लोग सब यहाँ आ जाइए, हम लोग वंदना करेंगे भंते जी को। चलो। Ratnapala Bhante ji is our benefactor for last 50 years. He is blessing. Today, in spite of his tight schedule, he came just for a few minutes to bless us. So we are very grateful to Ratnapala Bhante ji. At the age of 81, he is running like 18 years. Blessing. Bhante ji is Vipassana meditation teacher. So he is going around the world teaching Vipassana meditation. Most of the time he is in meditation only. So it is our great fortune to have Bhante ji, and we pay respect to Bhante ji. Okasa vandami Bhante dvaratayena kata.
Come on. Kamami. Sabbidiyo yajjantu sabrogo vinasatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhe digayuko bhava abhivadana silissa niccang vaddhapachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukham balang sukhe digayuko bhava. Mangalo, Mangalo. Bhante Ananda, Bhante Kassapa, Bhante Buddhadatta, and all other bhikkhus, yes, bhikkhus, our Gunasiri Bhante from Sri Lanka, Professor Gunasiri Bhante, and the guest. I am not here to give a long speech or short speech, just a few words, because I feel very happy when I set my feet on this land, because when the Bade Bhante was here, I visited this place and so inspiration I got from him. I'm very thankful and grateful to him. That's why whenever I get the opportunity, I don't miss to visit Bengaluru Maha Bodhi Society. Bengaluru Maha Bodhi Society giving India and other part of the world great service to spread the Buddha's teaching, and not only giving Dhamma talks, also he is training young Samaneras to be great bhikkhus in this land of Buddha. May Dhamma spread all over the world through these young samaritans after they become great scholars and Buddhist philosophers, Buddhist monks, and also great Vipassana teachers. For all, I bless you, all of you, and whoever giving assistance, help to the Maha Bodhi Society. You are doing a great Dhamma Dana. Buddha said Dhamma Dana is the highest Dana. So please carry on your seva in whichever way possible so that you gain the merits of Dhamma Dana and to fulfill your paramis to attain final liberation. May you all be happy and well, happy and well. Bhavatu sabba mangalang akhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada santi bhavantu te bhavetu sabba mangalang akhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada santi bhavantu te Bhavetu sabba mangalang rakkhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada santi bhavantu te.
Thank you, Mahathira. On behalf of Maha Bodhi Society, I request Bhante Ananda and Bhante Buddhadatta to kindly elicitate Mahathira. I request Mahathira Kasapa Bhante to also join in.
ವೆನರಬಲ್ ರತ್ನಪಾಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಕಸಪ್ಪ ಬಂತೇಜಿಯಿಂದ ಆನಂದ ಬಂತೇಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬುದ್ಧದತ್ತ ಬಂತೇಜಿ ಅವರಿಂದ. ಸಾಧು ಸಾಧು ಸಾಧು. ವಾಟರಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟರಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್.
Namo Buddhaya. As we commence today's proceedings, we begin by offering water to the holy Bodhi sapling on the dais. I request all the dignitaries and religious heads to kindly come and offer the water to the holy Buddha tree, the Bodhi tree. Bhante.
ಸೊ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಸಮಾರಂಭವನ್ನು ಈ ಬೋಧಿ ಸಸ್ಯಗೆ ನೀರೆರೆದ ಮೂಲಕ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Distinguished guests, revered spiritual leaders, respected dignitaries, and my fellow seekers of peace. Let the drums of war be replaced by the drums of peace. Let Bheri Ghosh be replaced by Dhamma Ghosh. These were the timeless words inspired by the transformation of Emperor Ashoka after the Kalinga War. This resonates today with profound relevance in our times. They remind us that even in the age marked by conflict and wars and violence, humanity still holds the power to choose compassion over conquest, dialogue over discord, and peace over war. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to each one of you to this Interfaith Conclave, so very thoughtfully organized by the Maha Bodhi Society as part of the week-long celebrations of the Vesakha Day, the Buddha Purnima celebrations, which is on the 1st of May, 2026. On behalf of the Maha Bodhi Society, it is my special privilege to extend a very warm and hearty welcome to our distinguished religious leaders who are amongst us in the dais today. The most venerable Professor Wangchung Negi, Vice Chancellor, Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, Sarnath, Venerable Dr. Sangasiri Thera, Sugata Seri Thera, Head of the Buddhist Studies, University of Colombo, Dr. Father Victor Lobo, Vice Chancellor of the St. Joseph University. Sir, we are deeply blessed by your august presence here, and also of the most venerable Kasapa Mahathera, President and Board of the Maha Bodhi Society, Bangalore. I also extend a very warm welcome to respected Swami Vireshananda of the Ramakrishna Matha, Madam Parimala Jain, member of the Karnataka State Minority Commission. We had also invited here today as our chief guest, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Zamir Ahmed, who was for the Honorable Minister for Housing and Minority Affairs, Government of Karnataka. For some reasons, due to other engagements, he could not be here, but he has sent his representatives. I welcome you, sir, here today. Most welcome. I extend a warm welcome to the Venerable Bhante Ananda, Bhante Bhikkhu Buddha Datta, also Shri Pritipal Singh, President of Guru Singh Sabha, who is on his way, I am told, by his representative who has come here. I welcome you, sir, today. A very special welcome also to all the members who are present here today and who have joined here today for this dialogue on peace and harmony. I must make a special mention of some other people who have come here all the way Margaret, Madam, who is heading the interreligious dialogue in Bangalore, Mr. Ehsan Zafri, Mr. Farooq Abdullah Saab, Father Vinay from the church establishment, and so many other dignitaries and friends of Dhamma who are here. I extend a very warm welcome to you on today's event. As we reflect on the theme of today's conclave, wage peace in the age of wars, universal love and compassion in action, we cannot do so in abstraction. We must confront the painful realities of our times. We live in an age where conflicts are no longer distant headlines. They are human tragedies unfolding in real time. Wars today are not only fought in battlefields, but they are fought in cities, in homes, and also tragically in schools. Just weeks ago, the world witnessed a deeply disturbing tragedy in Minab in Iran, where a missile strike in a school led to the lives of 170 schoolgirls who were sitting in their classrooms, not aware that the war will reach their classrooms. This is compelling for us to ask, what kind of a world are we creating where the sanctity of childhood is no longer protected? What kind of a world we are creating where the spaces of learning and spaces of religion and innocent people also become targets of wars and conflict? Across regions, from the Middle East to the conflict zones across the world, the unfolding genocide in Gaza, we are witnessing a rising civilian casualties, displacement, and destructions. The burdens of war is increasingly borne by the most vulnerable sections of the society, the women, children, and the elderly. Equally alarming is another kind of violence which is less visible but very corrosive and disturbing: the growing hatred, polarization, and the distrust in the name of religion. Faith, which should be a bridge, is being misused as a boundary. Religion, which teaches compassion, is being distorted into a tool of division, and communities that once created and coexist in harmony are now being pushed into discord, suspicions, and hostility. And this is perhaps one of the most challenging of the times. And therefore, in these challenging times, the theme of today's conclave, wage peace in the age of war, universal love and compassion in action, is both timely and urgent. The presence of such distinguished leaders of faith and public life in today's conclave is deeply reassuring, and it reflects the true essence of the interfaith dialogue, which has a unity in purpose. The conclave today, friends, is not just a dialogue, it is a declaration that the peace must be lived, practiced, and defended. Let us use this platform not only to speak, but to listen, engage, reflect, and resolve. Let me leave here today with the words of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who said, and I quote, "The world does not need more successful people, but the planet desperately needs healers, restorers, and peacemakers." And with this word, I once again invite you and welcome you to today's conference. And as the world around us continues to wage war, I invite each one of you to wage peace by becoming those healers, restorers, and peacemakers. Welcome to the Interfaith Conference organized by Maha Bodhi Society, waging peace in the age of war. Thank you. Welcome you all. May I invite now my colleague, Mr. Ramachandran, to take the proceedings from here. Yeah. Right.
Also welcome Harshavardhana Umbre sir for giving the welcome address. Namo Buddhaya, Vandami, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. At the outset, it gives me a very great pleasure indeed today to stand before you on the important occasion, that is Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center, which is an active wing of Maha Bodhi Society, actively engaged in the dissemination of the Dhamma knowledge to each and every individual in every corner of the state of Karnataka. And the Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center, which has been renovated newly, it is a digitalized library where 15,000 books are, rare books are digitalized, and it can be now available to all the readers who are interested to pursue their Dhamma work. And under the guidance of I pay the homage to the Triple Gem as well as our founder of Maha Bodhi Society, Venerable Buddha Banteji, fondly called as Bada Bante, and also afterwards our Guru Bante, Venerable Kasapa Banteji, and also the President of Maha Bodhi Society. Along with the President, we have Venerable Dr. Ananda Banteji and other group of monks, and under their direction, an young, energetic, active director of Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center, who is Venerable Buddhadatta Banteji, has taken lead under the guidance of President and Secretary to renovate this library and digitalize this library. And therefore, it is a great occasion, and we should thank Sri Zamir Ahmad Khan ji. He is a great benefactor, generous person. In Dhamma language, we call him as the Anatha Pindika of Karnataka. ಯಾರು ಕೇಳಿದಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಸು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ರು ಚಪಲೆ ತಟ್ಟಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಗೂ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಸುಸೂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅವರಿಂದನೇ. ಮಹಾದಾನಿ ಅವರು, ಜನಸೇವಕ, ಜನನಾಯಕ, ಜನಪ್ರಿಯ ಸಚಿವರವರು, ಹೌಸಿಂಗ್, ವಕ್ಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಇಲಾಖೆ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಭಾರಿ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಸಚಿವರು ದಾನ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನ ಇವರು ಅಮೆರಿಕಾಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ರು, ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಕಸಪ್ಪ ಬಂತೇಜಿ, ಆನಂದ ಬಂತೇಜಿ ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ, ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮು, ಸುಸಜ್ಜಿತವಾದ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ, ಡಿಜಿಟಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ. ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಓದ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಓದ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಯನ್ನು ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಶ್ರೀ BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan ji, as well as all the Bantejis here who are present here, and our honorable director of Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center, Venerable Buddhadatta Banteji. Now I request Venerable Buddhadatta Banteji to give his introductory remarks. Thank you.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. To the Blessed One, to the Perfect One, to the Supremely Enlightened One, the Buddha. Respected, my pranams to my teacher, Bhadabante. The principal salutations to Guru Bantiji, Honorable Chief Guests, respected Professor Dr. Negiji, and today's guest of honor, Most Venerable Dr. Sugatsiri Thera from Sri Lanka, and Venerable Ratanapala Mahathera, who we have received blessings from Bantiji, Honorable DGP Sri Pranamantaji, he will be reaching soon, and distinguished spiritual leaders, Venerable Sangha members, dear students, devotees, and distinguished guests. We are also very thankful at the outset. It's a matter of immense joy and deep gratitude that today we inaugurate the newly renovated, upgraded, and digitalized Maha Bodhi Pali and Research Center, along with its library and academic facilities. in the august presence of the Mahasangha and esteemed dignitaries. This sacred occasion coincides with the 2578th Buddha Jayanti celebrations and the auspicious Bodhi Saptaha, the second day of Bodhi Saptaha today. This offering stands as a humble tribute at the holy feet of the Supreme Buddha on this triple blessed day. Remarkably, this year also coincides the 78th year of the foundation of Maha Bodhi Society, Bengaluru. Bada Banteji started the Maha Bodhi Society in the year 1956 by bringing the Bodhi tree from Bodh Gaya and getting it planted here in the campus. Not only he brought the Bodhi tree, but he brought this legacy of enlightenment to South India. And then, like the Bodhi tree grows and flowers, likewise the Dhamma also spreads in India and beyond. This center today, which you all of are part of this, is not merely an institution. It is the realization of a long cherished vision of our teacher. His dream of reviving Pali and Buddhist studies is most profound in a most pristine, pure form, eventually establishing a great seat of learning dedicated to the Buddha's teaching, take a significant step forward today. At a time when Pali is gaining renowned global recognition as a classical language, this center marks a historic milestone in Karnataka and in India. With over 15,000 volumes of the Dhamma books and publications, now digitalized and modernized, this library stands as one of the most unique collections in South India, serving the scholars, students, and the seekers of Dhamma worldwide. Now, on this historic occasion, we have all invited the distinguished spiritual leaders to have this interfaith conclave on a very important theme, waging peace in times of war through metta and karuna. Maitri and karuna are the real panacea, the medicines for the world's problem now. On this occasion, we are blessed to host our distinguished guests and the spiritual leaders on this profound theme. The Buddha's teaching reminds us, Natti Santi Parang Sukhang. There is no greater happiness than peace. And as the Dhammapada says, Nahi vere na verani, sammanti da kudachanang, avirena cha sammanti, esa dhammo sanantano. Hatred is never appeased by hatred in the world. By non-hatred alone is hatred appeased. This is and law eternal. Peace, Shanti, in Buddhist understanding, is not absence of conflict. It is the presence of inner harmony, understanding, love, and compassion. The root of conflict lies within the human mind through greed, lobha, hatred, dosa, and moha. Therefore, true peace begins with inner transformation. The Noble Eightfold Path, rooted in morality, concentration, and wisdom, guides this transformation and builds a harmonious society. Buddhism, the Dhamma, teaches independence, interdependence, that all beings are interconnected. This dissolves the divisions and nurtures compassion. The value of universal love, metta, and compassion thus become powerful tools for peace building. To wage peace today means to replace anger with patience, division with dialogues, conflict with understanding. In a world marked by tension, compassion becomes the most courageous force. The Maha Bodhi Society, I will just briefly tell what we have done, what Bhadabhanteji has done, for research initiative, why we have taken, and what is our role in this noble endeavor. We call them as Arya Paryeshana, the search for enlightenment. The Maha Bodhi Society has played a historic role in preserving and propagating the Buddha's teaching in the land of its origin and beyond. As we celebrate the 70th of Maha Bodhi Society, Bangalore, we honor decades of dedicated service by our Guruji in reviving Pali studies, publishing literature, training monks, spreading the Dhammas, and so on and on. The Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center is the result of his far-sighted vision. It houses now invaluable translation, research works, and contributions, especially the writings of our teacher. So many hundreds of books, journals, articles, dialogues, and speech have been given by Bhadavante. Now they are now preserved and digitalized for public access. Equally important is the role in fostering equal interfaith dialogue. In divided world, this platform brings together diverse tradition in a spirit of mutual respect and human values. To the end, as the Supreme Buddha said, drop by drop, the wise ones fill themselves with goodness. Through our sustained effort and dedication and disciplined work, we have made significant progress till date. To list a few, 4 PhD students have completed this thesis and they got the award from Tumkur University, and 12 ongoing scholars now working on their respective thesis. Nearly 300 diploma students and certificate holders have passed out from the center. Regular Pali courses, online programs, Basa programs are going on. Dhamma discourses, workshops, conferences, and seminars are taking place, and so on and on. We also have the distinguished visits of monks like Most Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi from the US, Ajahn Jaisara from Thailand, Most Venerable Sanghasena Bhante, and so many distinguished scholars and monks who visited Maha Bodhi Society, and they are part of the research center. Now, in the future, we aspire that this vision, which is initiated by Bhadavante, is to develop this center into a full-fledged university, as you are all here amidst us. We want to have our own university, Maha Bodhi, Bhagavan Buddha, Pali and Buddhist University, offering high studies in Buddhist philosophy in any denominations, whether you want bachelor, master, or research or PhD, all things we can provide from our research, from our Maha Bodhi University. But this will not be just a kind of intellectual learning. This will be going to be an integration of Pariyati, Patipati, and Pativeda. On behalf of now Maha Bodhi Society and the Buddhist community of Karnataka, I express heartfelt gratitude to the Minister Sri Jamir Ahmad Khanji, the Minister of Minority Welfare Department, Government of Karnataka, for his generous support and visionary leadership. Also the Chairman and Director of Minority and all the staffs who are so supportive and cooperative to us through the process. I also extend my sincere thanks to all the officials, also our dedicated team, including our Sarat and Yogis, and the technical team, the library team who work day and night to accomplish this today. And the support we receive from the Institute of Social and Economic Change from Nagarbavi, Dr. Pradeep Hegde, he is not here, but we are thankful to him for sending his team for the inspections and helping us. Likewise, the Jain University has also helped us. Most importantly, our Sivarna, we Sivarna, we are very thankful to you, to your team. You have done a very wonderful job. Thank you to you, Sinchana and Raghu and all your team. We will also have a small honor later on. So with this now, I humbly dedicate this center for the welfare and benefits of many. Not the least, the monks, the future, our monks and the devotees, our students, volunteers, they also give me a lot of support. That is how we could able to do it. Now, Chirang Tirthatu Lokasming Samma Sambuddha Sasanang. That is the vision of Bhadavante. Now we are achieving that step by step. May the teaching of the fully enlightened Buddha endure long in the world. Thank you all. Sabbadhanam, Dhammadanam, Jinati. Namo Buddhaya. Okay. We are heartily welcome our most respected Sri Pranab Mohanteji, the IPS and DGP of Internal Security Division, Police Computer Wing and Cybercrime. A warm welcome to our DGP, Mr. Pranab Mohanteji, to this conference. Yeah.
Thank you, Banteji, the Venerable Director of Maha Bodhi Pali Research Center, highlighting the vision, mission, as well as the future programs, how it has been renovated, and also the hatred cannot be appeased by hatred. Hatred can be appeased only through love. And you have highlighted all the important aspects of Maha Bodhi Society and Pali Research Center. Thank you once again. ಭಾರತದ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಪಾಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯವನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 15,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು, ನಿಯತಕಾಲಿಗಳು, ಆಡಿಯೋ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರೆ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳು ವಿದ್ಯುನ್ಮಾನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಮೂಲಕ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರವೇಶಿಸಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ಬಳಕೆದಾರರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದಾದರೂ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಲು ಅನುವು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯ ಭೌತಿಕ ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಸ್ವರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಒಂದೇ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರು ಓದಬಹುದು. ಇದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಗ್ರಂಥಾಲಯ ಮಹಾಬೋಧಿ ಪಾಲಿ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಇಂದ. Now the next keynote address by Venerable Professor Dr. Wangchuk Dorji Negi, Vice Chancellor of the Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, Sarnath. So before your speech, I invite Vardhini to give the Anand Banteji Matar.
Yes, I request Most Venerable Wangchuk Negi ji to present very valuable books that he has written, Dhammapada commentaries and other books, to our Kasapa Banteji for the library. Yesterday he presented us, but I wanted to just to introduce that Wangchuk Negi ji is a great scholar and writer. Very valuable books Banteji has given. Thank you so much for this very valuable gift, Banteji.
Thank you, Banteji. Miss Vardhini, research scholar, will give the profile of Venerable Wangchuk Dorji Negi briefly.
Namo Buddhaya. Good afternoon, everybody. Respected dignitaries, honorable venerable monks, upasaka and upasikas who've gathered here today, and my dear friends. At the time when many parts of the world are witnessing conflicts and unrest, gatherings like this Interfaith Conclave remind us of urgent need of dialogue and understanding and unity. I would like to, my name is B.K.S. Vardhini, research scholar and beneficiary of our esteemed research Pali and Research Center. Let me introduce our distinguished guest today. I would like to now introduce our keynote speaker, Venerable Professor Dr. Wangchuk Negi. Professor Negi currently serves as a Vice Chancellor of Central Institute of Higher Tibetan Studies, Sarnath, an institution of national importance dedicated to preservation and advancement of Buddhist and Tibetan studies, a distinguished scholar of Buddhist philosophy. He holds gold medal in Acharya from the same Tibetan studies, then PhD in Sampuranand Sanskrit University. With decade of academic excellence, he is a professor of Indian Buddhist philosophy and has served as a dean and faculty of Hetu Evam Adhyatma Vidya and director of R&D cell. His teaching spans the four major Indian Buddhist philosophical traditions, Madhyamaka, Yogacara, Sautrantika, and Vaibhashika, along with Buddhist epistemology and ethics, while his research explores Buddhist Tantra and hermeneutics. Professor Negi has held several prestigious leadership roles, including Director of the Central Institute of Buddhist Studies, Leh, and served multiple terms as Vice Chancellor in additional charge. Internationally, he has been visiting as a professor at institutions such as University of Tasmania in Australia and Smith and Hampshire College in United States, and has contributed academically in Japan across Asia. He has represented India in at international forums including SARC, ICCR seminars, and has guided numerous international research scholars. He is a prolific author. His works such as What is Buddhism and his commentaries on Dhammapada have been translated into several languages and are widely respected. We are privileged to have you, sir, today. Now I invite Professor Venerable Negi to deliver his keynote address. Sir, the stage is yours.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. And I homage to Dhamma Rakshiji, who is the founder of this Maha Bodhi Society, Bengaluru. Most respected Mahasangha and respected the officials or member of the minority department, government of Karnataka, and all the leaders of different religious traditions, guest of honors, all the dignitaries and Upasaka and Upasikas, brothers and sisters. It is indeed a matter of great joy to take part in the inauguration of the renovated, digitalized new building of Maha Bodhi Pali and Research Center, which has been accomplished with the support of the government of Karnataka. I extend my heartiest appreciation to the Karnataka government. In the renovation of these research facilities, the contribution of the monk of the Maha Bodhi Society is certainly significant. However, beyond that, the contribution of the government of Karnataka and other donors, the Upasaka and Upasikas, is just as vital as that of the monks. Generally, the existence of Buddha Shasana or the teachings of the Buddha depend on the both monastics and their sponsors, which I think are two-wheel or pedal of the bicycle. Without one, the other would not be able to progress. This is, we can understand through the perfect example of that of the Buddha and the Dharma king Ashoka. Hence, the accomplishment of this new digitalized center in front of us has been possible with the contribution of both the group, the Sangha, and the supporters. I pray that through the merit of this wholesome, meritorious action, may the activity of the government of Karnataka, donors, Upasakas and Upasika, and the Maha Bodhi Society of India flourish and benefit many sentient beings. Regarding the research center and dissemination of the Buddha's teaching through it, I knew that in today's age of the social media, it is extremely easy to access digital resources. Yet at the same time, there is also extreme risk of there being access accurate information. I think this research center can work forward, finding a way to put the Buddha's teaching in clear and authentic and very simple, accessible public at large, particularly the common people. I believe this would be a massive contribution toward the Buddha Shasana, Buddha Dhamma. This is my personal opinion on the newly inaugurated center. In terms of theme of Interfaith Conclave, waging peace in the age of war, universal love and compassion in action, on the occasion of the 2570 Vaishak Buddha Purnima, I just want to briefly share my opinion on it. I don't think I have the formal qualification to present this keynote address on interfaith dialogue, as my education is limited specifically to Buddhist teaching. However, I could not say no Pandiji Anand ji when he sent me invitation letter, and so I stand in front of you. I personally hold a strong belief that all sentient beings desire happiness and wish to avoid suffering. All sentient beings, including animal and birds, and so on, others, seek joy. Perhaps for animals and birds, the basis of happiness is limited to the physical domain. It may not be possible to them to contemplate mental happiness. However, human beings are intellectual, particularly for the human being of today generation. The challenges are far more mental than the physical. This is because of our emotional development has been deeply rooted in the philosophy of survival of the fittest, which promote competition, rivalry, and struggle against each other. Peace is impossible where there is a constant competition and conflict. As stated in the Dhammapada, Nai veren verani sampadita udachana averen cha sammanti et dhammo sanatano. For never is hatred laid to rest ahead. It is laid to rest by non-hatred. This is an ancient teaching. In this way, we must understand that just food, clothing, shelter, nutrition, and physical exercise like yoga are essential to keep our bodies healthy and free from disease. Spirituality is essential for mental peace. It is vital for these two, the physical and spiritual, to run parallel and be developed equally. Just as our physical bodies are structured in various forms and our speeches exist in the different forms, it is entirely natural for us to have different way of thinking as well. Consequently, just as a single medicine cannot cure all disease, the diversity of all religion and philosophy is indispensable. It is true that ultimate goal of the whole form of spirituality is to be sensitive, compassionate, and kind toward all beings, and to encourage everyone to be loving toward one another. Therefore, it is my belief that all forms of spirituality are akin to soft, pristine water. This water can come from a river, a stream, ice, or from beneath the earth, many different sources. Yet, the fundamental utility of the water remains the same, to quench thirst and to clean, etc. The problem arises only when one begins to hold their own spiritual tradition is the sole, best, or superior path, treating other tradition inferior. We as followers of spiritual tradition must raise above such thoughts of the superiority. We must understand that usefulness and function of the whole water is one and same. If one contemplates that only their specific pure water should be reached every corner of the world, how would that be possible? For example, if we were insist that the water of river Ganges must be in the every nook and corner of the world, how could that be achieved? The root of all problems that I see in the world today, such as war, conflict, and so on, in my view, are due to our lack of focus on removing the negative emotion within us, but emphasizing more on, external activities like clothes, fooding, and dogmas, and of course, particularly on the mystic elements of our spiritual tradition. In fact, it is said that the UNESCO Charter for the Human Rights, since war began in the mind of the man, it is the mind of the man that defense of peace must be constructed. As said thus, we all need to focus on the human values such as loving kindness, compassion, kind-heartedness, which are common in all faith and spiritual traditions. We need to contemplate and promote the application of these values in our daily life. We find profound message in all faiths. For instance, Sanatan Dharma aspires toward Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, may all be happy. And Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. It teaches Yat Pinde Tatha Brahmande. Everything is composed of one substance. With such a universal and pluralistic view, where could be the problem arise? Likewise, the Jain tradition strongly follows the principle of Ahimsa Paramo Dhamma. Non-violence is the highest duty and strongly advocate for the abstaining from all form of physical, verbal, and mental violation toward the all sentient being. Thus, where is the basis for struggle? Similarly, Sikhism aspires for the Sarvada Bala, may all be the well, and Sukha Hove Seva Kamanaya, meaning one shall find peace by doing seva, selfless service. With such profound sense of selfless service to others, there is no space for selfishness and animosity toward others. In terms of Buddhist teaching, we believe in the principle of Atmana Pratikulani Na Parebhyo Samacharet, which means that whatever action that is not favorable to oneself is equally not favorable to others. Also, and therefore we must abstain from the such action. Similarly, it says, Atamvat Sarvabhuteshu Atmana Upkritte, that whatever we find favorable and likable in equally likable to others. And thus, we should treat other in the same way we would treat ourselves. If we follow these teachings, where is the struggle? Furthermore, in the same way, Christianity says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you," calling us to first and foremost follow the God's will and values, leaving aside everything else, because by doing so, all the other things will automatically fulfill the God. Likewise, Islam says, Khalik ki ibadat, khalaq par safakat, which means worship the Creator and be kind to His creation. Accordingly, if everything is created by God or Allah, where is the struggle? Had there been something not created by Him, perhaps there would be conflict. But if all are His creation, where is the struggle? Hence, differences are created only by us. And so, all the spiritual practitioners and followers should despise the unwholesome action, but never despise the doer of those actions. In fact, we must try to control the emotion within us that lead us to break our discipline. For instance, if sweetness is separated from the sugar, if honeybee stopped making honey, then what would be the use of them? Likewise, if the Dhamma leave their nature, then what would be their use? Finally, I encourage we all read the life story of the Siddhas, Acharya, and the great beings of all religious traditions, contemplate on them, take inspiration from them, and abstain from arrogance. Let not think of ourselves as superior. Remember that we are all one and the same. We all wish to happiness and do not desire suffering. Whatever we come to do, provide happiness and eliminate suffering, we should do. If we can achieve this, then our meeting here in the Interfaith dialogue will be truly meaningful. With this brief Interfaith conclave my view, and I briefly like to say on what is essence of Buddhism. According to Buddhism, I see that interdependent origination is the essence of Buddhism. Generally, when I teach my students, I used to say to my student that when we are having cup of tea, we need to think of that, where this tea leaves coming from. If you go to history of the tea leaf, of course, labor are working hard in your maybe Uti or Darjeeling, Assam, or anywhere else, tea bagan, in stretching sun, in rain, holding their kids in bag and plucking the tea leaves. We need to image those hard working laborers. If you generate this image, definitely you will very much respect to them. When you come across with the poor people, labor, hard worker, you will feel their gratitude. That's what we need. Same, in the sugar, where does it come from? How farmers are working hard. Through their labor, we are able to have 1 cup of tea. In this way, everything, whatever I am wearing, these all are produced by others. Whatever I am enjoying, everything is created by others. If there was no other, how we can survive? That's what we need to think. That's what Buddha taught. We are interdependent, each other, without which we cannot survive. And same way, if there will no oxygen for a while, can we survive? See how we are dependent on others, how we are dependent on earth, water, space, air, and so on. So we need to think of that. We are dependent on each other. This is what Buddha, taught. We say that when Buddha got enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he knew the interdependent origination. Interdependent origination was his invention kind of, his discovery kind of. Before there was either eternalism or nihilism kind of. Buddha, find everything is interdependent. This is what we need to understand. If we have, this understanding, definitely we are very much sensitive and compassionate toward others. One thing I was emphasized, being a Buddhist monk, if you ask my practice, I always, when I drink cup of tea, I try to think of that. And I drink cup of tea. And same time, I pray whatever, energy arise or come from this tea, maybe I am compassionate to other. I feel like that. And whenever I have lunch, I think that through the energy from this lunch, I will benefit to the other. May compassion and sensitivity may generate kind of. This is what my practice. And if you ask, again, Tibetan, what is the goal of Tibetan Buddhism? I can say, Buddho Bhavayon Jagat Hitaya. According to Tibetan Buddhist, or say Mahayana tradition, even attainment of Buddhahood is not their goal. Their goal is to benefit others. Benefit others. Buddho Bhavayan Jagato Hitaya. I would like to attain Buddhahood in order to help the being, without attaining Buddhahood, I am not able to benefit beings. Therefore, I want to attain Buddhahood. So Mahayana's wish is not attaining nirvana or not attaining something, goal is to benefit others. Now, Buddhahood is attained through benefiting others, and even after attainment of Buddhahood, you have to benefit the other. So, therefore, to benefiting other is the core of, I think, Buddha teaching. If we are emphasizing on that, maybe our life will be peace. Generally, most of the time, we never try to how to remove these destructive emotions, negative emotions. Most of the time, we spend on dogmatic stuffs. We never investigate where does this suffering coming from. No. Actually, we need to find out where is suffering coming from. The root cause of suffering is the hatred, jealousy, selfishness, and so on. Until and unless we don't remove these negative emotions, there is no way to get genuine happiness. This is most important. Most of the time, we just pray for, worldly happiness and joy, and actually, these are not real, I think, spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is how to free from negative emotion. The cause of our suffering is this distracted and negative emotion. So I use negative emotions are like, poisoning snake kind of. If poisoning snake is somewhere in Rome, you cannot sleep with joy, Likewise, until and unless in our mind stream, ignorance and, hatred and these old stuff, how we can enjoy? No way. So therefore, try to best to how to remove our selfishness, ignorance, and so on. If we do, definitely our life will be beautiful. Thank you once again, Bandeji, to giving opportunity to share some of my view in front of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Banteji, for highlighting the essence of all the religions and at last the Buddhism, importance, interconnectedness, the example of tea, oxygen, and poison. Now it is the felicitation to Venerable Negi Banteji by the President Kasapa Banteji. I also request Ananda Banteji to join the felicitation of Venerable Banteji Negi, and the Director Buddhadatta Banteji. Felicitation to Banteji Negi. Thank you, Banteji, for your wonderful highlights. Now, the speech by Venerable Dr. M. Sugata Siri Tera, Head of the Department of Buddhist Studies, Senior Lecturer, University of Colombo, on the topic Peace as depicted in Pali Buddhist literature. Anmeila? Mahanti Sapa. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ releasing the book of Tipitaka, Kannada translated Tipitaka book by Shri Pranab Mahanti, IPS, DGP, Internal Security Division, Police Computer Wing and Cyber Crime. Now I request Shri Pranab Mahanti sir to
Releasing of the book.
book.
There are two things. One is unveiling of Kannada Tripitaka Granthamala, 32 volumes. And there is one book also which Mohinti ji has to release. So now we will do both since you have announced. First, I request Sugata Siri Bhante to unveil the Kannada Tripitaka project. This is also supported by Minority Department. I request Jafar ji also, please come. So it is 32 volumes have come. Please, we have published 32 volumes so far. The work is going on. Just
I request Vireshananda ji, Lobo sir, please join the
इसको थोड़ा इसके पीछे करने से देख सकता था. ಇದು ಕನ್ನಡ ತ್ರಿಪಿಟಕ ಗ್ರಂಥಮಾಲೆ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ.
Venerable
ಪಾಳಿ ಭಾಷೆಯಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. 32 ಸಂಪುಟಗಳು ಆಗಲೇ ಬಂದಿವೆ. ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 100 volume project, so still long way to go. It's very difficult to find Pali scholars, but still with our Dr. Rajaram and other team, they are doing it. Research in our research center, this is the product that is coming. So thank you so much, Sugata Siri Banteji. Now I request Mohanteji, Dr. Mohanteji, to release a book by Nanda Malabi Vangsa Banteji on. And I request Asit, where are you? You also please come and join the releasing of the book. Mr. Mohantiji. Asit, you are not here. Okay, Amma, you come. In his place, you come. Bunny, please come. This is Nanda Malabi Vangsa, the Vice Chancellor of Burma University has written, and our Ashit has translated into Kannada language. He has translated, Mohantiji, here Ashit has translated. Young but very nice, very good in Kannada. Yes. Hridayada Matu, heart speech. Very beautiful 75 essentials teachings of Buddha. That very great scholar monk, he has been vice chancellor of 2 universities, Nanda Malabi Vangsa from Burma, Myanmar. He has written this book. So we are grateful to you, Mohantiji, for releasing, and Ashit for you translating. Keep translating such good things. Please.
Thank you for releasing 32 volumes of Kannada Tipitaka. 36 volumes. And we thank all the translator, including Rajaram and team, for translating the Tipitaka into Kannada language. And also thank Mohanty Saab for releasing this book, as well as Arshit for translating it into Kannada. Minority department is doing a great lot of service to our Maha Bodhi grants, special grants, etc. We thank the Minister Saab for giving us a lot of help and facilities, etc. And I also request Zamir Saab to help us in starting International Theravada University by giving land and finance, sir. It will go a long way, help many people. Now I invite speech by Venerable Dr. M. Sugatasri Tera, PhD, Head of the Department of Buddhist Studies, Senior Lecturer, University of Colombo, on the topic Peace as depicted in Pali Buddhist literature. Now it is over to the better. Right? Yes, Banteji, Sugatasri Tera Banteji.
ಎಷ್ಟು
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Good afternoon. I am so grateful to our Venerable Buddhadatta Thera who invite me to do this speech. Not only that, but our Nayaka Thera, Kashyapa Mahathera, and other Vice Chancellor Thera, and Vivekananda Thera, and other distinguished scholars who gathered here. I am not wanted to read out my paper because it takes somewhat time. Whatever it is, I will explain what I am going to say to you. Achieving world peace, a perspective from Buddhist Pali literature. Living in peace and happiness is the aspiration of every living being in the world. All living creatures in this world trembles in the stick and death. Sabbe tasanti dandassa sabbe bhayanti machuno. I think our Buddhadatta Thera wanted to establish Pali Research Center here, because if the person doesn't know the Pali language, he cannot, I believe that he cannot understand the Buddha's message, because the Buddha explained his message using this Pali language. Right, so that learning Pali is very essential if someone wanted to learn Buddhism. Right, for instance, there is a famous stanza, Durangamang Ekacara, Asarirang Guhasayang, Ye Chittang Sanya Messanti Mokkanti Mara Bandana. Right? When we consider the meaning of this surface meaning, Durangamang is our mind always going far beyond. Right? But when we consider this meaning, is not the meaning in the stanza. Right? Durangamangti. Durangamangti. Dure santampi arambanang sampatichati Durangamang nama jata. Right? Why we say Durangama? Because we take the idea far. Again, not our mind is go so far. Right? Makkata sutta mattakampi chittastahi makkata sutta mattakampi uppapara gamanang nama natti. Our mind never goes right away, a small far away from us, right? But dure santampi arammana. We take so far ideas by remembering, so that we say Durangama. Likewise, you know that so many stanzas in Pali literature cannot understand if they don't know the Pali language. Matarang pitarang hantwa raja no dvechakatti rattang sanu charang hantwa anigo yati brahmano. No one can explain if they don't know the commentary. Right? Matarang pitarang hantwa, after killing father and mother. Right? That is the surface meaning of the term. But here, Matarang is craving. Pitarang is arrogant. Likewise. So that you know that our Buddhadatta Thera wanted to emphasize our venerables to learn Pali. That is so good. They all want to please and hate suffering. One of the core goals of educated and cultured man has been to create harmonious society free from conflict, wars, and etc. Sukha kamani bhuta dukkha patikula. According to Buddhism, it has been pointed out that the root of any problem is based on the mind. If the person fails to solve those mental problems correctly, he will even have to face mental illnesses as a result. Buddhism recommends providing the necessary guidance so that the individual's mind does not become distorted into these mental illnesses. Therefore, the aspiration of Buddhism is not to create a group of people suffering from mental illnesses and lacking mental well-being, but to create a group of people who are calm, peaceful, and disciplined. The peace is physical and mental well-being. It is tolerance, living in a way that does not cause trouble to oneself, others, and society, brings peace to everyone. In this paper, the way to achieve the peace will be discussed on 5 following themes. Right? First one is understanding oneself, then understanding why various problems arise within oneself, one's attitudes to the society, understanding how social problems arise, answer that Buddhism provides to resolve problems. Understanding oneself means understand one's social status, education, wealth, various abilities and skills to achieve peace. For example, the Buddha preached in the Chakravarti Sihanada Sutta, Gochare Bhikkave Charata Sakye Pettike Vishaye. Right? Buddha himself advised us to understand your father's role. Then this mean that one should understand who one is. With understanding, there is no need for conflict with external world, because one has realized one's true nature. Right? Attana meva patama. So you have to understand who you are. Why do you want to understand who you are? Right? This is the, that our Banteji explained what is Vipassana teacher. Right? When we consider the Buddhism, what is the original contribution which was given by the Buddha for the enhancement of this society? That is the Vipassana. How to translate Vipassana into English? How to translate? Insight meditation. What is the meaning of insight meditation? You have to understand who you are. Right? We have to understand who we are. Why? We should we have to understand what I have done for the benefit of myself and what I have done for the benefit of others. Right? That is the Buddhism always emphasizes. When we consider what I have done for the benefit of myself, as Buddhist, can you concentrate within 5 minutes on the focus Arambana? You have practiced so many times meditation, right? Metta meditation and so many other meditation. Right? Most of the people who are practicing meditation, just utterings. You can say, Mama, I am being so good, I am likewise, you can say. But in practice, you cannot concentrate your mind. Why? Why? What is the reason for that? Right? Most of the people who are doing meditation, right, they are just utterings. Why they cannot concentrate their mind? Right? It should be understood. Right? I will give a small example. There was a Brahmin called Agnidatta. Right? He is the advisor to King Kosala. Right? When he got his retirement, he asked from the king, now I am going to practice meditation, yoga. Then the colleagues and the disciples who with him also accompanied with him, we also come with you. Then all the young fellows, right, they went for meditation. Then they chose a very large place with sand. Right? They seated like crowd. Right? Then this Brahmin advised all these young guys, right? Please give 50, 60 large leaves. Right? they sat in meditation posture and keeping those 50-60 leaves, right, large leaves with him. Right? Then that Brahmin said, now we are going to start our meditation, right? If you get any defilements, you take one leaf and put some sand, wrap it and put it to the in front. Right? Within half an hour, there will be a large, sand. Right? Likewise, right? Our mind always coming so many defilements. Why? Right? So you have to understand this. This is the first thing that I want to emphasize here. Right? Because we receive 9 Kammaja Rupa, 9 faculties with the influence of good activities which we have done in our past lives. Those are eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, male organ, female organ, life continent, and the heart. These 9 organs are being received with the influence of good meritorious activities which we have done in our past lives. Right? Out of these 9, we have 8. Right? Male organ and female organ, we have 1. So we have 8. Right? Why we received these 8 faculties? Because of the good activities which we have done past. So we have to use these 8 faculties to do the good activities. Please think about your past and memorize or remember that you have used your eye to see just only good things. Have you used your eye to see only good things? Right? Can you say that I have used my eye to see only good things? Can you say? Why did you see bad things? Did your eye emphasize you to see the bad things? No, why? Why did you do so? Because your mind said to see. Why your mind said to see bad things? Because your mind is ugly. Right? If you have good mind, it will never emphasize you to see bad things. Right? Now, most of the people all over the world are using, smartphone. Right? They used to see Facebook. Right? Then people are always seeing Facebook. Then what will happen? Generally, man always see what? Bad behavior of the women, girls. Right? But then women's and girls, why they are seeing? They are seeing bad behavior of the men and the boys. Then that their mind will be, destroyed. Then with the influence of that, they cannot concentrate their mind. So if you want to make inner peace, you have to protect your 8 faculties. That is the main thing. Attanameva patamam. Right? Then peace become from that. Right? So that time is not permitted to read out. Yes. So that this is only one thing that I want to emphasize here. Right? There is no time to explain. Right? Please take this idea. If you love yourself, you will never use these faculties to do bad things. Right? If you practice this, you will achieve the goal. Then may the Triple Gem bless with you. I wish you all good health, long life and healthy life and wealthy life with the blessings of Triple Gems.
Banteji, actually, your material, it takes 5 hours to explain in great detail, and we will publish it in the journal, Banteji. Publish it to everyone. And now it is the felicitation time for Venerable Sugata Sri Banteji Tera from Colombo. Thank you, Banteji, for accepting the honor and the felicitation. Now I request Sri Zafari Sir, Private Secretary to Chairman, Karnataka State Minority Commission, Government of Karnataka, to deliver the message of our Honorable Ministers of Zafari Saab is the representative from Government Minority Department. Please, sir.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good afternoon, everybody. Sat Sri Akal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Distinguished religious leader guests, ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದಿರೆ, ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿಯರೆ, ಕಾಲಾವಕಾಶ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ತಮಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮ 2011ನೇ ಸೆನ್ಸಸ್ಸಿನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 75,700 ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕರಿಗೆ, ಧರ್ಮಿಷ್ಠರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫರ್ಟೈಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್. 1960ರಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಬೇಟಿಯನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 40,000 ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಟಿಬೇಟಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತು ಸುಮಾರು 70,000ದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಷಯ, ನಾನು ಈ ವರ್ಷ 25-26ನೇ ಸಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಂಕಿ ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ 278 ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಬುದ್ಧಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದಾಖಲೆಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. 79,000 population was there in 2011. Only 278 boys have taken admission in first standard during this current year. 20 children have taken admission in first standard in government school. 258 children have taken admission in private school. There is a concern. When 75,000 was there in 2011, now the population must have crossed more than 1 lakh. Where does our Buddhist children are studying? This we will have to make a research, and every child should find place in educational institution. Besides, they must have the moral education, our religious education. The Pali Institute has been established here and it is digitalized. And we should transfer it to the coming next generation till doomsday. The thoughts of Buddha should remain in practice, in day-to-day life. We will have to think. In Karnataka, this community has been included as minority among the 6 minorities, and the government is gracious enough to provide funds every year for the upliftment of Buddhist community. Last year also gave, because of the translation is being happened in Kannada. Now, this year budget, the government of Karnataka has declared a corporation, BDA, Buddhist Development Corporation, for the Buddhist community. And it was, in the budget it was declared that it will be monitored under the Social Welfare Department. But when the people came, Buddhist people came to the government, the Honorable Chief Minister, along with the Minority Minister, they took a delegation. The Honorable Chief Minister has graciously accepted that it will be monitored and maintained in Minority Welfare Department. Minority Welfare Department. As far as the teachings of Buddha is concerned, everybody only a peace and compassion. When we achieved independence in India and our forefathers have drafted a beautiful constitution which is secular in nature, we are seeing these days, in spite of all these religions, the best of the religions have taken root in Indian soil. But internationally we are seeing wars only for fun. If there is a grievance, if any injustice has happened to a particular country, let them fight for their injustice. But now these wars are being fought only for petrol, only for oil, only for this greed. These things have happened. In certain part of this world, even to express anguish and anger for the 75,000 children Palestinians were killed. It is a crime. It's a crime to express the anguish. Now, it is a challenge. There is a need to every children, every religious children, Hindu children, Muslim children, Buddhist children, Jain, everybody should be taught moral study should be given and scientific study, rational study should be given. They should be brought up. Then only we have, however, lived peacefully, happily. After independence, 30 to 35 years, we lived very happily. Now the things are changing. Now there is a time that our children, we must strive that our children should live happily. ನಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಧರ್ಮಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸೌಹಾರ್ದತೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೌದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮದ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ, ಜನಾಂಗಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮಹಾಬೋಧಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂಥ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಶ್ಲಾಘನೀಯ. ಇದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮದವರು ಬಂದು ಇದರದ ಸದುಪಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆಶಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಂಕಿಅಂಶಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮುಂದಿನ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ವಿಸ್ತಾರಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಫೆಲಿಸಿಟೇಷನ್ ಟು ಜಫಾರಿ ಸಾಬ್. ಸೊ ಊಟದ ಸಮಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದಿನ ಹಂಗೆ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಒಂದಿನ ಏನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ವೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಎರಾ ಆಫ್ ವಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ವೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಪೀಸ್, ಯುದ್ಧದ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿಗಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಟ ಎಂದರೆ ಯುದ್ಧೋನ್ಮತ ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಘರ್ಷಮಯ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಸಾಮರಸ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಅಹಿಂಸೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಲು ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರಮಿಸುವುದು ಎಂದರ್ಥ. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಶಾಂತಿಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಯುವುದಲ್ಲ ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಯುದ್ಧದಷ್ಟೇ ದೃಢತೆಯಿಂದ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಿಸುವುದು. ಸಂಘರ್ಷ, ದ್ವೇಷ, ಭಯೋತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅಣ್ವಸ್ತ್ರಗಳ ಭೀತಿ ಇರುವ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಬಳಸುವುದು. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಅನುಪಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲ, ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಸಕ್ರಿಯವಾಗಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸುವುದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕವಾಗಿದೆ. ಯುದ್ಧದ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಕ್ರಿಯಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಘರ್ಷದ ನಡುವೆ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಿಸುವುದು, ದ್ವೇಷದ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಸಕ್ರಿಯ ಶಾಂತಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಅತ್ಯಮೂಲ್ಯವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ವಿವಿಧ ಧರ್ಮ ನೇತಾರರು, ದೂತರು, ಸಂದೇಶಕಾರರು, ಹರಿಕಾರರು ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಥಮವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವೀರೇಶಾನಂದಜಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಠ್, ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು. ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. My humble salutations to all the revered monks here, and also my namaskarams to all the guests present on the occasions, on the dayas and off the dayas. I would like to present the views on waging peace in the age of war, universal love and compassion in action, from the perspective of Hinduism. According to Hinduism, peace is not an external state. It is entirely an internal state of mind. External disturbance or war is but the expression of the inner turmoil in a human being. The individual state of disturbance, restlessness, anger takes the collective form outwardly as conflicts and wars. The only solution to this problem is to wage war inside. In order to bring out peace outside, we have to wage war inside. We have to wage war inside our mind to root out the evil propensities like desire, violence, greed, jealousy, etc. Sri Krishna in his Bhagavad Gita calls these passions as the enemies, the real enemies, the inner enemies. The abodes of these inner enemies, according to Sri Krishna, our mind, intellect, and the senses. The anger, desire, hatred, all lie in our mind, intellect, and the senses. Indriyani mano buddhihi atyadhishtana muchyate. The control of these faculties of human personality is the goal of all spiritual disciplines in Hinduism. Such an all-encompassing method of controlling the mind is what is called yoga. There are principally 4 kinds of yoga. Raja Yoga is centrally based on controlling the mind through meditation. Bhakti Yoga is channelizing the mind to higher directions. Our emotions have to be transformed into divine moods. That is Bhakti Yoga. And Karma Yoga, transforming our ordinary actions into dedicated actions to God. That is Karma Yoga. And lastly, we have Jnana Yoga, understanding who we are, what is our nature, etc. So Raja Yoga says, Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. The control of the mental modes or the thoughts is what is called yoga. According to Hinduism, mind is not the essence of a human being. Behind the mind, there is pure consciousness called Atman, which is all pervading. But in one's body, it is seen in a limited form. This Atman is the guiding light for all the human faculties. It sheds light on our organs, body, mind, intellect, and all the human faculties work in the light of Atman. The teaching of Vedanta, the philosophical portion of the Hinduism is, we are not human beings with a bundle of body, mind, and intellect. We are in essence the pure consciousness, Atman, that gives spiritual light to all the faculties, the body, mind, intellect, and the like. Understanding this individual consciousness is not different from the universal consciousness. The universal consciousness is what we call Brahman, the reality that has seen as the whole universe. The whole universe, the reality behind it, is the pure consciousness Brahman. That Brahman is not different from the inner consciousness, that is Atman. It is the understanding that is the goal of all spiritual practices in Hinduism. It is that which gives a supreme peace. Shantim Nirvana Paramam, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. It is the cessation of all the dualities and miseries. Nirvana word is very interesting. The same Nirvana word is used in Buddhism also. The same state is referred to as Brahmi Sthiti. In the state one dwells in supreme reality, where all kinds of delusions will be vanquished. This is the supreme state of peace, what we want. All the religions are taking us towards this supreme peace. Only in God there lies the supreme peace. Only in Nirvana there lies the supreme peace. Only in Atman there lies the supreme peace. Not in material objects, and not in material ambitions, and not in worldly aspirations. So, internal peace through spiritual means is the goal of every religion, including Hinduism. When the religions deviate from this primary goal, what happens is the religions themselves become the cause of fissures in society, divisions in society, leading to conflicts and wars. Unfortunately, most of the religions have failed to play the role of spiritual teachers, spiritual guiding factors, spiritual guides. Instead of it, the religions have become the causes for the external divisions in society. Then religion should go back to their primary duty. What is the primary duty? To decimate moral values. These moral values should be grounded in spiritual values. Moral values should have a foundation in spiritual values, or moral values should lead to spiritual goal. Religion should not engage with divisive forces that cause ill hatred, ill will, hatred, antagonism among the different sections of society. To achieve this, every religious person should not only tolerate the opinion of others. Toleration is important. But more important, as Swami Vivekananda said in the Parliament of Religions held in Chicago, USA in September 1893, every religious practitioner should accept all religions to be true and the pathways to the same God. It is the only royal path to save our world from conflicts and wars that have their causes. External factors are not the causes of the war. What causes the war, conflicts, is the inner spiritual crisis. The religion should do their primary duty in guiding the human beings to achieve the spiritual goals, spiritual values. Every religious practitioner should live by spiritual values. Then only this war and conflicts can come to an end. As other speakers also said, it is the inner problem. It is the internal problem that we are facing today, not the external problem. When that internal problem of insecurity, hatred, anger, jealousy, these are all solved by spiritual means, by the religions of this world. The world will no longer be suffering from wars and conflicts. Thank you very much.
Now, felicitation to Swami Vireshananda ji, who spoke all about 4 types of yoga: yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, and jnana yoga. We have to root out the inner enemies. That is his message. Thank you, Swamiji, for accepting the felicitation. Now I request Reverend Father Victor Lobo, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of St. Joseph University, Bengaluru, to render his address. Please.
Namo Buddhaya. I'd like to recite these Pali verses which I learned 30 years ago when I did my Indology, Indian philosophy. The two verses I would like to learn. First is, I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma or teachings for refuge. I go to the Sangha community for refuge. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The second verse is, these basic rules are observed by all practicing Buddhists. The precepts are what is Panchashila we call, are often recited after reciting the formula I recited, taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And these 5 Panchashila precepts, I just read the meaning first, then I sing. That I undertake the precept to refrain from destroying living creatures. I undertake the precept to refrain from taking what is not given to me. Third, I undertake the precept to refrain from sexual misconduct. Fourth, I undertake the precept to refrain from incorrect speech. And fifth, I undertake the precept to refrain from intoxicant drinks and drugs which lead to carelessness. And these are in Pali, I would like to recite. Panadipata Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Adinnadana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Kameshu Michyachara Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Musavada Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Surameraya Machya Pamadattana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami. Om Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Honorable dignitaries on the days, bhikkhus and my dear friends, who wants to die? Anybody wants to die? Nobody died. All want to live. Do we want our loved ones to die? Correct. Exactly. We don't want to die. We don't want our loved ones to die. Okay. Then why war? Who decides who has to die? The leaders who decide, they don't go to war zone, warfield, right? It's only the simple, ordinary people, they have to fight because the decision of some old people, they are on the ground. That's happening today. Correct? Somebody is poor father, or poor husband, right? Son, and have to go to the battlefield and lose life. Imagine, where are we? Where are we? we're talking about peace. Are we really living peace? So, we are all created in the divine image. That's what now we see Indian namaskara, we say, no? What is that namaskara? There is divine in me, recognize the divine in you. Namaskara, that we say this on each word, right? If there is divine, who has given us the authority to destroy that divine? Can we destroy that divine at all? We can't even, if you want to grow 2 feet, can't even grow, right? Correct? We don't have that right. We cannot. If we cannot, then who has given the right to kill others? So for which what require is, why happening is because mine and thine. Mine, when there is a division between mine and thine, there is war. On the other hand, we say there is only we feeling. There cannot be war. I remember this African proverb. Have you heard that called Ubuntu? I am because we are. And I want to give this whole thing because there's a parable. An anthropologist offers a basket of sweets to local children if they win a race to a distant tree. And instead of running separately, the children join hands together and run and share the sweets. And the anthropologist asked them, why are you doing so? It's a race, right? Then they say, the children said, it's Ubuntu. Meaning, how can one of us be happy if all the other ones are sad? That is Ubuntu. Means, I am because we are. And I have to conclude with real incident that happened in 1991 in USA, where now the man decides about war, right? Man decides. It was in 1991 Paralympics. You know Paralympics? It's Olympics for the physically challenged. And this Olympics was the mentally challenged people. So all were lined up in a race and they have to run 100 meters race. 100 meters. And the gun shot and all started running. As it was running, one person was mentally challenged, girl fell and started crying. And the person on the front row stopped, looked back. And he said his own colleague had fallen and crying. He came back. Along with them, all of them stopped. And then they lifted that girl up and washed the wounds. She had some bruises. And that man was first kissed her and said, are you all right? Then she said, yes. Then all of them on the same line, held hands with each other and crossed the final line, the winning point. And that time, the entire stadium stood up and clapped for this, gave applause to the entire people. This is called real Ubuntu. I am because we are. So dear friends, if we have that feeling, Ubuntu or I am because we are, and let us, that will never have I feeling, but rather we feeling, there will be no war, but only peace. Let's work for peace. And as the Buddha told us, let's live peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father, for your mellifluous voice in which you chanted the Parita and also bringing about I am because we are. Now, felicitation to Father, Reverend Father Victor Lobo, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of St. Joseph University, Bengaluru. Thank you, Father. ಈಗ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪರಿಮಳಾ ಜೈನ್ ಇವರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಲೇಖಕರು, ಬರಹಗಾರರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಕಮಿಷನ್. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪರಿಮಳಾ ಜೈನ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು ಬುದ್ಧನ ಸಂದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಾದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂಚೂರು ಶಬ್ದ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತಾಕಲಾಟಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಗಲಾಟೆಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಬುದ್ಧ ನಮ್ಮ ನಡುವೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಮೊದಲು ಆ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮೋ ಅರಹಂತಾಣಂ, ನಮೋ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಣಂ, ನಮೋ ಆರ್ಯಾಣಂ, ನಮೋ ವಜ್ಜಾಯಣಂ, ನಮೋ ಲೋಯೆ ಸವಸಾಹೋಣಂ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ವಂದಿಸ್ತಾ, ಏಷ್ಯಾ ಖಂಡದ ಅದ್ಭುತ ತತ್ವಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಮಾನವತಾವಾದಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧ ಕೇವಲ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ತತ್ವಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸರಳ ಜೀವನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅವಲೋಕನ ಮಾಡುವ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬದುಕಿನ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನೇ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಾನವತಾವಾದಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧ. ಗೌತಮ ಬುದ್ಧನ ಬೋಧನೆಗಳು ಕೇವಲ ಬೋಧನೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಉಳಿದಿದೆ. ದುಃಖಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂಲ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹುಡುಕುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವಲೋಕನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೊರಟ್ವಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನೀನು ಹುಡುಕುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರುವುದೇ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಬುದ್ಧ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ನಿನ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಹುಡುಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ನಾವು ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ, ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸು ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ, ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಹುಡುಕಿ ತೋರಿಸುವಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ ಕೂತಾಗ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಮನಸ್ಸಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಯಿತು, ಬದುಕಾಗಿ ಬಂತು. ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕಿನ ಅಂಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಎನ್ನುವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕಿನ ಕೃತ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಎಂಬುದು ಇದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಸುದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಹೊರಟಂತ ಬುದ್ಧ ಸಕಾಲಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ವಕಾಲಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಬ್ಬ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕವಾದಿ ಆಗಿರುವುದಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬೋಧನಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯುದ್ಧದ ಭೀಕರತೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಾಗ, ಯುದ್ಧ ಎರಡು ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳ, ಎರಡು ದೇಶಗಳ, ಎರಡು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯುದ್ಧ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕವಾಗಿ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶವನ್ನೇ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥಿತವಾದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈನಾರಿಟಿ ಸಾಹೇಬರು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಸುಮಾರು 1000ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಸತ್ತಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳು ಹಿಂದೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯುದ್ಧ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಿಂದೆ ಸರಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಂಥ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಬುದ್ಧನನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಶಾಂತಿಯುತ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯುದ್ಧದ ಭೀಕರತೆ ಕೇವಲ ಎರಡು ದೇಶಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆ, ಮಠ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನು ಅವರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ, ಮನೆ ಮಠಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡಂತ ಜೀವನದ ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಹೊಕ್ಕಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಯುದ್ಧ ಯಾರಿಗಾಗಿ, ಯಾಕಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಮಾನವೀಯ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಭೌಗೋಳಿಕ, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಂದಾಗಿ ಬಲಿ ಕೊಡುವುದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ನಡುವೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುವುದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನೀನು ಜೀವಿಸು, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಜೀವಿಸಲು ಬಿಡು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬೌದ್ಧಿಕ ಧರ್ಮಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಭಾಷೆ ಗಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಬೆಳೆದ ಭಾಷೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಭಾಷೆ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಸಾರ್ವತ್ರಿಕ ಶಾಂತಿಗೆ ದಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧನ ತತ್ವಗಳು ಸರ್ವಕಾಲಿಕ ಯುದ್ಧದ ವಿನಾಶಕಾರಿ ಮತ್ತು ದುಷ್ಪರಿಣಾಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಏನು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಅಗತ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧನ ತತ್ವದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಡೆಗೆ ಸಕಲರಿಗೆ ಲೇಸನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವ ಗುಣ ಸ್ವಭಾವಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡಿಸುವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾರ್ಥನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವಂತ ಜೀವಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಬೌದ್ಧಿಕ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳ ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವನ್ನು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನು ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವನ್ನು ತನ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ತನ್ನ ಸರಳ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈಭೋಗಗಳನ್ನು ತ್ಯಜಿಸಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕು ಕೂಡ ಶಾಂತಿ ಕಡೆ ಉಳಿಯುವುದು, ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ಕಳಿಬಹುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಯುದ್ಧ ಶಾಶ್ವತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖವೊಂದೇ ಶಾಶ್ವತ. ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಗುಣವಾಗಲಿ ಎಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಬೋಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂದ ಬುದ್ಧನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ನೆನೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸರ್ವಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೇ ಲೇಸು ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕು ಶಾಂತಿಯುತವಾಗಿ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕಿನನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಅವಲೋಕನ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಸರ್ವಬೌದ್ಧೀಯ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್, ಭಾರಿ ಸೊಗಸಾಗಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಈಗ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಪರಿಮಲಾ ಜೈನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ, ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ವೆನರಬಲ್ ಬಂತೇಜಿ ಕಸಪ್ಪ ಅವರಿಂದ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮೇಡಮ್ ತಮಗೆ. Now I request Sri S. Harman Singh, State Secretary, Gurudwara Sri Guru Singh Sabha, Alsur, Bengaluru, to render his address.
We also like to acknowledge the presence of Ritwal Singh Ji, the president of Guru Sangh Sahib also. Thank you, sir, for coming. Well,
A very good afternoon to everyone. I do understand that it's past time, but we will keep it short so that the message is clear. On behalf of Gurudwara Shri Guru Singh Sabha Alsur and the Sikh community of Bangalore, I would like to wish you all Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. On this pious occasion, on the inauguration of the Maha Bodhi Research Center and the 2570th Vesak Buddha Purnima that is being celebrated. I believe it's a week-long celebration. I would like to send and extend my greetings and congratulations to the Buddhist community of Bangalore. In today's message, I'll keep it very short. It's an incident from the life of Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. When we are talking about world peace and the war that is still going on, how many countries and how many people are affected by this? And many of the keynote speakers who have said it, that the people who are affected are the ones who have nothing to do with it also. But when I hear about this historical incidents of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he visited a village, and there was this village that housed people who only did one work: robbery, plundering and killing. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji spent a few days in that village, and then he stayed with those people. Before leaving that village, he told those people, if you all understand Hindi or Punjabi, he said this word, Vase Raho. Means, may you all thrive and grow and stay where you are. They were very happy to say that after doing all wrong things, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, being a guru, being a great saint, gave us this blessing and went. But what gurus say or what saints say have very higher understanding, which normal people never understand. Now the second incident, he goes to another village, and there those people are earning honestly. They are farming. Some are, have cattle, and they're doing honest work. And he spent few days there. After he spent few days, he told the people of those village, Ujad jao. When you say Ujad jao means, may you disperse and go. Those people were thinking, we are earning honestly, and he's made the statement, Ujad jao. That means we should all disperse and go here and there. What is the higher purpose of him saying that? Why he said it to the people who were killing, plundering and robbing, that they should stay together, is, if badness goes out of one geographical space or a mindset, it will only cause bad wherever it goes. But if good people and goodness of one certain space moves out, they'll take their goodness and go to other places. And that is what his message was. At the face of it, those village people would have got upset. But on the higher understanding, he really meant something good. If good people, we always say, we take our faith, we take our teachings. Most of the time, we are always within our religious spaces. Like in Gurudwara, we do kirtan, we do katha, we do seva. I think we are not able to take it out. Likewise here, the meditation, the chanting, the service, the more it goes out, I think that's better. Yes, it comes from here. We are thankful to have these holy places. But when they move out, they will take that goodness with them. Likewise, when we see in the war, what is happening? Mindset of people, the inner mind is in such a bad state that they're only spreading, badness amongst them. When there'll be good morals, good teachings which will be taken outside the walls of these holy places, I think that's when we'll see good change in even our leaders. When our leaders will learn from such philosophies, they will take the good philosophy and go out to their subjects, their countries, their states. And that's why it's important for us to propagate this out. So that was my message for today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you so much.
Sir, at Maha Bodhi, we practice Ujjat Jav. Go and spread the peace. Thank you, Arman Singh ji, for your wonderful speech. Please. Priti Pal ji. Guest of honor, Shri. Yes, Priti Pal Singh ji. President Shri Guru Singh Sabha. Also. Thank you. Now I request Shri Pranab Mohanty, IPS DGP Internal Security Division, Police Computer Wing and Cyber Crime, to give away the peace message.
Namo Buddhaya. It is indeed my great privilege to be amongst the most distinguished representatives of all faith who are on the dais, and also be addressing such a distinguished audience, particularly my young friends who have probably missed their lunch and have heard through the addresses. This is the training which all of us must undergo to keep our instincts in check. This will serve you well in the future. So, having said that, and having listened to the pravachans and the sayings of great men who are seated on the dais and who have also expounded upon the teachings of the great masters, there is not much left for me to say, save that Tathagat, who appeared on this earth centuries or millennia ago, his words echo across the centuries. It's a timeless message of peace, message of equanimity, which holds good now, which held good in his time, and which is going to hold good till human civilization lasts. Today, the world is in the middle of conflict. The words of Tathagata are more relevant than ever. We must always bear in mind that the primary message of human civilization is peace and togetherness. Anything that is other than this is always secondary. All religions spring from the same source of truth. Whatever is the secret of the universe is the secret of all religions also. There is no faith, there is no religion, there is no belief that is higher or lower. This is a great message of Siddhartha, which we continue to follow. Again, it's been a long day and a number of addresses, and I don't consider myself to be qualified speaking in this very, very distinguished company. I would like to again thank you for having invited me, and I'm especially thankful to the great Tripitakas are finding their way into Kannada. It's a great exercise. I wish it all my best. Any help that I can render, I will be happy to. With this, I would like to end my speech to all of you. Thank you. Namo Buddhaya.
Thank you, sir. Let us walk on the path of peace and togetherness all together. Now, felicitation to Sri Pranab Mohanty, IPS from Maha Bodhi Society and the Pali Research Center.
उड़िया में थोड़ा बोलो ना.
At Pali Research Center, we run the program of certificate course in Buddhist studies, diploma course in Buddhist studies, and a PhD program affiliated to Tumkur, Karnataka Sanskrit University, etc. Many people completed PhD program also. Now it is time for distribution of the certificates to certificate program as well as diploma program, symbolically for 5 students. I request Venerable Buddhadatta Banteji to read out the names.
Hello. Okay. Well, now it is my pleasure to announce the successful candidates, those who have passed diploma course from Maha Bodhi Pali and Research Institute. There are lists are like long, but I will symbolically announce 5 students so that you can come here and receive your certificate from Guru Bantiji, and also our chief guest and guest of honor, Srimati Anupama Jagave.
Anupama, come first.
Congratulations for having completed the 1-year diploma program. Please.
Anupama.
Hit second number. Give me that. Next, Karthik. Shivdas Kale. Give it to Bhatt.
Shivdas.
Shivdas. Veena Rao.
Veena Rao.
Deepa NV.
Deepak.
On behalf of Deepa, Pratiksha, please come and receive the certificate. Yeah.
Deepa's daughter, Pratiksha. What a great opportunity to receive mother's certificate by our daughter.
Praful Bhagat.
Bhagat.
Yeah. We will have a group photo of these students, Bhante. Time nahi hai. Towards the end, we will have a group photo.
Now I request the Guru Bante, the president of Maha Bodhi Society.
Before that, the thanks to all the staffs who have worked.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Respected religious teacher on dais, venerable monks, and upasaka and upasikas. First of all, I would like to thank all the teachers and speakers coming all the way in hot day, communicating the our research center and giving the message peaceful message. So I have nothing to say more. Only I say my message very simple. Very, very simple. Be good, do good. That's all. So I would like to thank our secretary. Thank you.
May I request Bhante Buddhadatta to please come and express his few words on the completion of the Maha Bodhi Research Center.
Invite the people
Yeah.
who have worked.
He would like to acknowledge the people who have worked hard for the successful inauguration of today's Maha Bodhi Research Center.
There are so many people who have contributed for the successful celebrations and accomplishment of this on this Pali and Research Center, including libraries and all our classroom facilities. I will just take the names and express thanks on behalf of Maha Bodhi to all of them, including our staffs, volunteers, the technical team, Sharad, Upasaka, Yogesh for coordinating, Jyotika, Rahul, and Jyoti, especially Jyoti, Vajira, Sanjay, all our diploma students, research students, Maha Bodhi boys and girls, those who are studying in Bangalore, and also the PhD scholars. I will call their names now. Please come and receive a token of blessings from Guru Bhante and the honorable guest. First, come Sharat. Sharat worked very hard for this. Then Upasaka Yogesh. Then Ravi and Pavan. Ravi and Pavan, they are our civil contractor and architect. They have been ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಸತಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ, ಬೇಗ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಡೆಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವಾಗಲೂ ಅವ್ರು ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಹಾಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ ಹಾಲ್ ನಾನು ರಿನೋವೇಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಉಪಾಸಕರು ಇಬ್ಬರೂನೇ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಡಿವೋಟೆಡ್ ಅವರು. So Guru Bhante ji and the Sangha bless you, may be blessed by the triple gem. Then I call upon our Jyoti. Please come, Jyoti. Yeah. Then the library team, Jyoti, you know, the member in Minority Commission, he is the CEO at Mysore, but he is also behind the scene working very hard. Whenever I need his support, he comes. Whenever I need to support Jyoti, every time he's ready to go to the Vedanta, go to the minister or secretary, everything he does very skillfully. He appreciates you, Jyoti, for your wonderful dynamic work. Now, the library team, Sivarna and your team, Sinchana, Raghu, Sai Pavan, Sivarna, yourself, please come and then receive. These people have finished the library database in record 2 months. That is not an easy job. 2 months, including a database, then RFID, stickering, taking into open DSpace, a lot of technical things. They worked very hard, very sincere, all of them. And Sai Pavan is the son of our Sivarna. Thank you, Sai Pavan. Yeah. Then the Rahul and Pratiksha and our Kapia. Where is our Jyotika? Are you here? Our Jyotika also worked, but Rahul, if you are here, Rahul. Rahul, are you here? No. Okay, Rahul also helped me so much. Rahul, they particularly lifting the books and bringing it down. And the decoration team led by Anita Madam and Vardhini and Ramashri, both of you can come. They also did a guest welcome, flower decorations. Pranali and other devotees and students also helped. Come. Professor Mishra is here, P.K. Mishra. Please come. He is from Odisha. And Professor Mishra is very one person who was there in the beginning when you went to these proposals, and he helped me with the drafting the letter. He is deeply, very much inspired with our work. He wanted to have Maha Bodhi University. And he is actually a very experienced professor. He's going to be the Vice Chancellor, actually. So we want him in the future. Okay. So, last. Okay. So maybe I might have forgot some name, but most of them. Rahul, you're here. Come here, Rahul. Rahul has used his power to his muscles to use it and bring it down to the first floor. All the big cartoons go and receive. He is very 7 days he worked for last 1 week with our Yashodhara madam also quietly sitting and guiding them. I lot of things happened. Like Vivek also there, Jenny and Ricky, all of them, they worked late night yesterday, and also our monks. So I think all of us as a team, I thank one and all for your contributions. Vajira, yes. Vajira, please come. We cannot complete without Vajira. Vajira is there? It's not there. Okay. We're done, I think. We're done. And then
Thank you. Yeah. So moving to the concluding session of our today's event. Thank you, Bhante Buddha, for your acknowledging the efforts of people. And before moving further, I would like to recognize and felicitate one of the very leading voices, a person who has for 40 years been working for Interfaith Harmony. It is my honor to call upon Mrs. Margaret Ribello to come and receive her felicitation, please. Margaret. She's the messenger of peace in Bangalore.
they have been associated with Maha Bodhi.
Yeah, she's been associated with Maha Bodhi for a long time. And over 40 years, Madam has been the voice of Interfaith Harmony. I would also like to acknowledge the presence here of Mr. Atmaram, who is one of the, what do you say, if you are in Bangalore, it's an iconic institution, the Gangaram books, and he is here with us today and always supporting our efforts. I would request Mr. Atmaramji to please come and accept his honor, please. Thank you. Please. Come. Yeah. You know, yeah. If most of you must have visited the Gangaram books, always supporting of the efforts. Yeah, very humble man, but icon. Thank you very much. So, yeah, thank you. And we must acknowledge the people who are the person who is behind today's event. And it is my honor to call upon Bhante Buddhadatta to be felicitated by our guests and chief guests, please. To join. Yeah. Thank you. And our very dedicated Mr. Ramchandran, who has worked behind the scenes for this past 1 month to bring today's day a success. Mr. Ramchandran, please. And of course, it is our distinct pleasure to honor the very Venerable Anand Bhanteji for his dynamic work and leading Maha Bodhi Society. So, which peace in the age of war? That is, Bhanteji. Which peace in the age of war? That has been the theme for today's Interfaith Conclave. And on this occasion, we have found it appropriate that we conclude by adopting a declaration of peace. A declaration of peace which will be a guiding spirit for people, individuals, and organizations as we move along in the path of peace and non-violence and abhorring war and essentially waging peace. I would request Bhante Anand ji to kindly read out the declaration of peace for all of us. It's on the table for everybody. Bhante ji.
No, nothing is remaining. Last.
Huh?
The last.
Okay. We are coming to the very last part of the program, and before we declare our message of peace, now I request our Guru Bhantaji to facilitate Harshvardhanji. I request he is running an organization called Ahimsa, and he is also another messenger of peace in his own way with the trees and plants and environment, and he is retired commissioner of customs and income tax. So we are very proud of you for your very proactive activities in the matter of peace. Okay. So coming to the end of this seminar, there is a declaration of peace, which is also displayed there on the big board. And I request all the dignitaries and also all the people to please put your signature on that, and we will take the photo and send to some of the places where it matters. So I would like to read this declaration of peace, and then we conclude with our peace chant. Interfaith Conclave, wage peace in the age of war. Universal love and compassion in action. We, the participants of the Interfaith Conclave, representing diverse spiritual faiths, traditions, and cultures, gathered in a spirit of dialogue, compassion, and shared humanity on the sacred occasion of Vesak Day, Buddha Purnima, Buddha Jayanti, solemnly affirm our collective commitment to peace. At a time when the world is increasingly overshadowed by conflict, violence, mistrust, and division, we recognize that peace is not merely the absence of war, but the presence of justice, understanding, and inner harmony. Inspired by the timeless teachings of the Buddha and the wisdom of all faith traditions, we declare that the path to lasting peace begins within the human heart and extends to all of humanity. We acknowledge with deep concern the devastating human, environmental, and moral consequences of wars and conflicts across the globe. We affirm that hatred cannot be overcome by hatred, but only by love and compassion. The call of our times is not to prepare for war, but to consciously and courageously wage peace. Hereby we declare and resolve. So now I request one and all to please repeat after me so that you are also participating wholeheartedly, and then after this the same thing we will chant in Pali. So I request all of you to just stand up and please tell, hereby we declare and resolve a commitment to a culture of peace, grounded in non-violence, tolerance, and solidarity. A resolve to strengthen interfaith and intercultural dialogue, fostering mutual respect and countering hatred and extremism. A reaffirmation of human rights and human dignity without any discrimination. A recognition of the link between peace and ecological sustainability, and a commitment to environment responsibility and respecting the rights of earth. A call for collective and multilateral action to address the root causes of conflict and for their peaceful resolution through dialogue, mediation, and diplomacy in place of force. We solemnly adopt this declaration of peace as a guiding framework for individual and collective conduct, and call upon all organizations, faith institutions, and civil society to give effect to its commitments. Now we will do chanting. Sukhi bhaveyani dukho ahanicham ahangviya hitachame sukhi hontu majjata chataverino imamigamaketami Satavantu sukhi sata
ततोपरञ्चरचेषु चक्रवालेषु जन्तु नो साधु साधु साधु.
This declaration is adopted on the auspicious occasion of Vaisakha Buddha Purnima Day, Bodhisattva celebrations, 26th April 2026, at the Interfaith Conclave convened by Maha Bodhi Society, Bengaluru. Namo Buddhaya. I invite all of you to participate in a week-long programs that are going on for Buddha Jayanti, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The final program is on 1st of May, which is Buddha Purnima Day. I request one and all to come and spend your whole day here in respecting our Lord Buddha, the greatest peace messenger. Thank you very much. Namo Buddhaya.
I request all participants to partake the food. Lunch is arranged in the second floor. Vajra? Lunch is arranged. Please. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದೀವಿ. ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರತೀಕ್ಷಾ ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ
We invite all the guests to sign, give their signature